street on high-five beat. Give me paper, pen, and one mic to make this man complete. I'm always stay sucker free. So haters hop off my dick till the day I DIE. Focus till my mission complete. Never stops that victory from the jaws of defeat. Focused on create heat. Missile shot, wore down enemies. We must defeat. This MC is so unique. Rocket heads, stop them dead, then bring them back to their feet. You better watch what you speak. Just popping off at the mouth, I'll leave your body feel weak. Switch your face and grit your teeth. Cause anything else will have your outlook look bleak. Death is the time for sleep. Nicho, make a rhyme. Never slow down, never stop, I'm always on my grind. In any mountain I will climb. Reach my physical prime and I ascend to the peak. Introducing Omar, the Professor Fonseca, and the Professor Semanalmente. Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, friends? Welcome to another installment of the Professor Semanalmente. I am your host, Omar, the Professor Fonseca. Today we will be Omar, the Sports Professor Fonseca, because yes, today will be sports and entertainment. It is going to be awesome. We are going to talk all of the playoff updates, Major League Baseball, WNBA. We're going to talk the start of the NHL and NBA season, and as well, we will touch on NFL and college football, but you don't want to miss when I go into the entertainment world and we talk about the outrage that has been launched at the pick of Bad Bunny for a Super Bowl halftime performer. You'll get all of my hot takes on that a little later. So again, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Y'all just make sure that you hit that QR code up there at the top. It'll take you to our link tree. You can find all of our social medias there and subscribe to all of them as well. Hit that like button. I see a few of y'all in here already. So please hit that like button for me, whether now or on the replay. Free to you, invaluable to us. All right, cool. Well, we got to make it quick today because I got to go to Country Box. Yes, Country Box will be this evening. And yeah, we got two huge fights, as you can see here tonight. Jimmy Adams, shout out promoter Jimmy Adams, my brother, and everybody there. I'll see you there in a few minutes, but definitely want to promote them. If you are in the Nashville area, get out there to Opry Mills. 2 title fights, 8 bouts in total, but the title fights are going to be awesome. You're going to have the co-main event, Craig Pressure Parker, undefeated fighter, 20-0, going up against Donardo Minor. That will be for the National Boxing Association Cruiserweight title. And then also in the main event, undefeated Isaac Carbonell, 9-0, going up against William Langston, the Kid. This is going for the World Boxing Bureau Championship. I am so looking forward to these 2 fights, and especially looking forward to seeing my two brothers in the main event. I know both of these guys, at least through speaking to them here on on IG or in person at the boxing events. But very cool people, everybody all around. So I'm looking forward to an exciting event tonight. Robbie Cockrell will be your performer. So again, looking forward to that. Hit me up if you need any more information on that. And yeah, let's kick this bad boy off. Shout out Jimmy Adams and everybody. Here we go. The post-season picture is upon us. Now, this is from yesterday because I had planned to come on yesterday, but then I got caught up with everything I'm doing because I'm going out of town here in a few days. So, or tomorrow, rather. I don't know why I said a few days. Tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure that I had everything ready for that. So I did not do the show yesterday. So this is from yesterday. But as you can see, we are in the second round, the divisional round of the baseball playoffs. And so I'm going to update you here as to what we got going on. First of all, as you can see in the second round, we have the Detroit. We're going to start up in the top left in the American League. You got the Detroit Lions. Wow, I'm in football mode already. Detroit Tigers against their nemesis, The Cleveland Guardians took them out and now are going up against the Seattle Mariners. Really good team there they got in Seattle. This has been a good series thus far. We'll see what happens today. Actually, they should be. I think they're playing right now, to be completely honest. I'll check that out for you. But while I'm doing that, let's talk about the rest of it. You've got the Yankees, after taking out their arch rival, Boston Red Sox, moved on to Toronto, but it has been nothing but a Toronto domination. Holmes, 23, I believe, to 9 runs in the 2 games. That's not very good if you're trying to get it done for the Yankees, who were favorites, as they usually should be, since they are always up there in the playoffs. It doesn't look good to get ran out by your division rival in 3 games. So we'll see what happens there. But on the National League side, you see we got the LA Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies there. That's happening tonight. So we're going to see what happens there. But right now, we'll see that tomorrow. But after last night, it's 2-0 Dodgers. So Phillies down early. Same thing in the other series. Brewers up 2-0 over the Cubs as well, getting out to a whooping of them. 7-3 last night. I was hoping the Cubs. I like to root for the Cubs. I'm a Mets fan, so it's kind of like rooting for the Mets, the lovable kind of losers. Now, obviously, the Cubs have won a championship, more recently than we have. But hey, I was hoping for them. It just did not happen. But that's your update right now in the MLB playoffs. We will see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, 3 of these series are 2-0 already and could end up in sweeps. And the only series we may have multiple games more than the needed is Detroit and Seattle. But we'll see. Maybe the other teams can win one here in the next game, but we'll keep you updated, let you know next week. Hopefully I'll have a MLB panel on next week where we'll be able to break down the wild card divisional rounds, and by then we'll be in the championship series, and we'll be able to give you that in a preview of the World Series. So stay tuned for that baseball talk. Moving on, yes, the WNBA playoffs have been good playoffs overall, but these finals have been domination, Holmes. As Mike Wilbon will say, shout out to my brother. I told you all this before the series started. I am a Las Vegas fan because they are dominant. They always have been. And at least, they have won multiple titles over the past couple years. And they're looking for another now, which would be a third in I believe 4 years. And they're up 2-0 over the Phoenix Mercury. And it's not that the Phoenix Mercury are a bad team. The Phoenix Mercury are a good team. They're just not good as the Aces. You've got Asia Wilson, hands down the best player in the league, averaging 24.5 points a game. Then you got people like Dana Evans coming off the bench, jacking up 7 3-pointers to put the Vegas up. I was watching that game. That was so exciting. I watch every game, but that was so exciting when the fans were like, oh my goodness, this reserve is just out here bombing threes in their faces. Look, credit to the Phoenix coach. I guess credit. I'm not sure, because again, you're going up against a team getting their 3rd title in 4 years. Because you got Chelsea Gray, you got Jewel Lloyd. That team is just built full of superstars. It's a super team. It is what it is, like the Liberty. They're a super team too. Anyways, Nate Tibbetts, coach of the Phoenix Mercury, says, what gives me confidence is we've been down before. We've been, sir, I don't think being down before is going to help you in this situation. But hey, whatever. By the way, while no WNBA finals team has ever bounced back from a 0-2 deficit, the league's new best of 7 format, it used to be best of 5 if we remember, best of 7 gives them extra cushioning to try to come back. But they better win the next game at home. Well, that's going to be tough. I don't know. Again, I don't see the Aces losing this series at all. Now, talk about some drama going on in the WNBA. Wowzers. This thing has gotten heated. The WNBA, as you know from watching this program, is going through their collective bargaining agreement, in which the NBA, the WNBA, well, the NBA, and we'll get to that in a second, WNBA and the WNBA Players Association will talk and negotiate over benefits for the players, payouts, things like that. And with new media rights deals that especially the WNBA got a huge media rights deal for them in the last go around, the players, as has been very much promoted, are looking for their money. They say, give us what you owe us, or we deserve to be paid, or other shirts that they have worn over the past few months. And they do. Yes. In the past, the product had not necessarily, in terms of mainstream value, have been a lot. I loved it, and other diehard basketball fans, but it wasn't huge on mainstream. Now it's starting to get huge on even marks and mainstream people that don't really watch basketball too much. So in that essence, as they are going to bring more value, and it's only going to get better and better for the WNBA. They're only going to make more money now that they're having, more stars coming in. We still got more stars coming in. Paige Beckers, look at what she did this year, right? You had Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark last year. You got Juju Watkins when she returns from injury, even though it might be a couple years. But the point is that they are eventually going to have they already earned the media rights deal that they got in terms of what they're going to bring for the future. So it's going to even out over the length of the media deal. The issue here at hand, if you've heard the arguments over the past few days between league commissioner Kathy Engelbert and league star, one of the league stars, Nafisia Collier, who plays for the Minnesota Lynx and was injured last series due to a foul that was not called by the referees, in which Cheryl Reeves, the coach of the Lynx, actually called out the officials and the WNBA leadership. Since that happened, then Nafisia Collier came out and called out WNBA leadership, and not even called out. She blasted these fools, absolutely blasted them. She said, we have the worst leadership ever in the world. They're tone deaf, dismissed, like this was a nuclear attack on Kathy Engelberg and the rest of the league office. So what happened here? After that happened, there was Kathy Engelbert and Nafisia Collier had apparently scheduled a meeting for next week through the back channels. Well, Engelbert had a conference Friday night in which she said that there were inaccuracies in what had been asserted between the two, and some things like clickbait and things like that. Now, this is where two sides of a situation can take the same thing the wrong way, right? Or the right way in their eyes. The way I watched the news conference and the way that Engelbert said it, it didn't seem to me that she was saying that Nafisia Collier was lying. It seemed to me that she was saying the media was the one contorting the story and adding things into the story that weren't there before. I didn't hear her saying that the inaccuracies or otherwise were from. That's not how I took it. I took it as a media-based, not Collier-based. That being said, Nafisia Collier and her friends, her player friends, did not take it that way. They took it as a slight to her, and that she was actually talking about Nafisia Collier saying false things, which again I don't think was the case. I could be wrong, obviously, but I don't. That the way her tone of voice said it, it didn't seem like that. It seemed like she was insinuating that the media was at fault. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters in that sort of situation is how Nafisia Collier takes it, how the other WNBA players take it. If they take it a certain way, as they did, then they're going to feel a certain way. They took it that way. They felt disrespect. She canceled the meeting with Engelbert, and this thing is going to blow up. I know Engelbert said that she's not a quitter, but you ain't got to be a quitter, sister. You're going to be out. It don't matter. You're going to be out. Your time is very, very short. So you should start putting your resume in other places. I'm not calling for you to get fired, but to be honest, the way that you have handled, the way that she has handled this labor negotiations, not only between herself, but the players, just not been a good look. A very bad look, convoluted, just too many inaccurate and possibly fake stories going on in the media. And, as Chiney Agumake said yesterday, Chiney, on the broadcast, pregame, she was saying, if you don't speak directly with the players and keep them in the loop on everything, and instead you're negotiating with the WNBA and the NBA, and that's where we're going to bring this in, is that the players feel, and this is where my sorry to you comes in, players, because you just going to have to deal with that shit. The NBA has been subsidizing the WNBA for the past, since their inception, 20, 25 years, whatever it's been. So you, in theory, will never, ever pay the NBA back for what they've given to you. Now, they're not expecting you to give it all back, but they are going to take their lashes and make you pay a little bit of that shit to them. So to say that Kathy Engelbert shouldn't be as cozy with the NBA as she is with the players, or giving too much to the NBA as she is to the players, in the same respect that the WNBA wouldn't be here without the players, the WNBA wouldn't be here without the NBA. So you just got to take that. I mean, technically, they could have taken half of that media rights deal and been completely in the right. Because I believe the WNBA, if I'm correct, and I don't know this to be factual because this was a couple years ago I read this, but I thought it was like 150 million in debt or something like that. And it had to be more than that. 450? I don't know, something crazy. So that should just go all out of the window. Yes, she should be in tune with the players more, talking to the players more. But in terms of the WNBA and NBA's relationship, nah. NBA owns y'all, and they should, because they have subsidized everything and let y'all have arenas and all this other stuff. Just get what you have coming to you, which is a bunch more money, well-deserved. I celebrate all the ladies and everything they come for, and I support them getting everything. I believe they should, and I think the NBA should give them more. I'm just telling you what the NBA is thinking. That ain't coming from me. I would give you more if I was the NBA, but I'm not. And they would be right to take as much as they wanted to. So we'll keep you updated here, but this has been crazy. Even Caitlin Clark agreed with Nafisa Collier and said, what she's saying is not wrong, which is basically like, wow. Yeah, sorry for you, Kathy Engelberg. Again, you might want to go back to whatever it is you do. I think she was a lawyer or something like that before. But anyways, that meeting has been canceled. The players and owners are negotiating a new labor deal. This current collective bargaining agreement, by the way, expires in 26 days. So there you go. That is your WNBA update. Let's move you on. NFL time. Yes, these are the Sports Professors NFL Power Rankings for week 5. Excuse me, I was about to say 6 because I was thinking college football, which is next. Excuse me, but week 5 in the NFL ranks. We had a couple losses here to the big boys. The big boys took a couple losses here. The Bills lost to the Patriots. The Eagles lost to the Denver Broncos, excuse me. I'm thinking Tampa Bay and Seattle. Too many teams playing. Denver Broncos. And actually, you know what? I'm mad at my own rankings. Because now that I'm looking at this, Tampa Bay should probably be second instead of Buffalo. No, because they've had all their wins pretty much last minute. Buffalo has until the last game, taking care of business. Now, let me get to it now. The reason that the Bills have been taking so much care of business is because of their schedule. They've had one of the easiest schedules in the league to start off. And so, that's helped out a lot to their 4-1 record. While on the other hand, the Eagles have had one of the hardest records in the league. So when you're looking at that sort of thing, you need to take those things into account and say, okay, well, yes, they're at this point, but maybe that is because they had a little bit of help with a weaker schedule, blah, 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 blah. And I was trying to find the record that I had here, but I put so much information in here and wasn't able to get it all figured out because I was still trying to pack and do all that because I am always running everything late. I had the actual future schedule for both, but I don't know where I put it. I must have erased it. Either way, that is okay. So yeah, we'll stay with the Bills there, but with the easiest schedule. You're going to have to assume that things are only going to get harder, and they may obviously come across a couple losses. But yeah, actually, you know what? They should be above Tampa Bay because they took care of business like instead of Tampa Bay at the last minute. And actually, the only reason I shouldn't have put Tampa Bay above Philadelphia either. I shouldn't, because Philadelphia has had one of the toughest schedules in the league. You know what? I completely flubbed this up. I should have put Philadelphia second as the reigning defending champions with 1 loss. They should still be second because they weren't beaten by Buffalo or Tampa Bay. Yeah, that's a flub on my part. Philadelphia should have been 2. Then you have Buffalo 3, Tampa Bay 4, and then San Francisco 5. And you may be asking why I put San Francisco over Jacksonville. Because San Francisco at 4-1 with all the injuries they've had to deal with, get out of here. That's much more impressive than what Jacksonville has done. So I'm good with that one there. But yeah, I would change one thing here. I would actually put the Eagles back up at number 2, which I thought about when I was doing it. But then I was like, man, the Bills have taken care of business. But then I just talked myself out of it with my own argument because they've had a much easier schedule than Philadelphia. So yeah, switch Philadelphia to 2 and move Buffalo to 3, Tampa Bay to 4. All right, now that I've completely flubbed that up, let's move to college football. Look at our AP top 25 for the week, and y'all, chaos continues to reign within the WNBA. We just talked about it reigns there too. In the college football world, man, we have just had a bunch of topsy-turvy games, but this weekend, 2 top 10 teams. And we got to talk about one of them. Well, we got to talk about both. One of them is Texas, who I picked as my national champion. And the sad part about that is going back, my other top 4, as you can go back and check, I said it on this program about a month ago, it was Texas, Ohio State, Oregon, and Miami. Funny enough, Oregon, Ohio State, and Miami are the 3 number 1, 2, and 3 pretty much or are 1, 2, and 3 in the AP top 25. And the reason I wanted to pick Ohio State initially, but I was like, well, I don't want to pick the same team twice in a row, but I also figured it might be a little harder for a team to win twice in a row right now, which is how many teams are in. But I wish I would have gone back and picked Ohio State. But I did pick Texas. But either way, neither here nor there. Ohio State number 1, Miami number 2, Oregon number 3, Ole Miss number 4, Texas A&M rounding out the top 5, Oklahoma. Shout out to my college football NBA insider Jay from Unfair Sports. Y'all tap in with them. I'm going to try to get him on an NBA show next week. Indiana at 7, Alabama at 8, Texas Tech at 9, and Canteen's Georgia at 10. Shout out my brother Canteen. And also a couple shout outs here to the Tennessee teams. Tennessee at 12 and Vanderbilt, school I taught at for 3 years. They're at number 20, Memphis at 23 to round out your Tennessee has 3 teams. And then Virginia, I got to rep my home state. Virginia, the university at number 19. That's pretty cool to see. What a win over Louisville this past weekend. But, we got to talk about one other and none other than the most shocking victory in the past 10 years, 20 years. Wowzers. UCLA, the Bruins, a team left for dead. They were 0-4. They fired their coach, Deshaun Foster, who we still love. It's not your fault you were put in a horrible situation. But Tim Skipper, the interim coach, came out and beat the number 7 team in the country, the Penn State Franklin Failures. Yes, indeedy. That's what I call him because James Franklin cannot win a big game. But not only can he not win a big game, brothers and sisters, he can't win a small game because we were are still one of the most shittiest teams in football in college. I'm not going to deny that. This win, while awesome, hopefully gives us some momentum, does not tell me we are going to be that much better. I still don't think we can make a bowl run, but you never know. It's possible if we win out. That being said, Wowzers. Taking the butt whooping because they were up 24-7. By the way, if you want to hear a hilarious story about me in this game and why I missed the first half, go check out Sunday Showdown. It's our new NFL college show every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7:15, whenever the games are done. Come check us out. We recap all the NFL games from that day. We preview the night and Monday night games, and sometimes, most of the time, only we weren't able to do last show, but most of the time we get college football in as well. So make sure you check us out. But we were able to talk about this game, and so I want y'all to go check that out. Hey, what a great win for my Bruins. Let's give them a UCLA, UCLA, fight, fight, fight. Yes, 8 clap for them Bruins, baby. Let's fucking go. Now, Penn State, unless they were to win out and win the Big Ten championship, which is similar to what would have to happen for Texas, they would have to win out and win the SEC championship in order to make the playoffs. Notre Dame, before we get to Notre Dame, Penn State would have to win out too, just like Texas. Now, Notre Dame, after falling to 0-2, a lot of people were like, oh, they're done. But you got to remember, with all the chaos we've had, especially this year, and I said this last year on the Bottom Line Sports, to expect a 3-loss team in the playoffs anytime. And when it's been shown. And it's going to happen this year. So you got to expect that kind of chaos. So with Notre Dame being at 0-2, you can't quite count them out. Because if they win out the rest of the season, well, they're good to go. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, crazy, crazy weekend. Yeah, it was just a crazy weekend. Anyways, all right. I was trying to think of a bunch of other things that went on, but at this point, it doesn't really matter because we're going to see so much change within college going forward. You've got to remember that that now with the playoffs having so many teams, there's so many more chances to get in. Plus, you have the conference championships as well, which will allow you to beat teams and get in there too. So, all right, cool. Well, that is it for our college football talk. Let's move it on to the NHL, NBA. NHL puck drop tonight, baby. The season started tonight in the NHL. Yes, it's going to be an awesome season. The start of the season comes now after the Panthers claimed back-to-back championships. Will the Florida Panthers get 3 in a row? The sports professor says, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Sorry for ya. Look, they've got 2 serious injuries that they are dealing with now. First of all, ACL, MCL injuries to Alexander Barkov, and then to their other star, Matthew Tkachuk. He's out, and they don't even know how long, but it's going to be for a little while. So that really hurts them. That I think even having Tkachuk out for a couple weeks when not having a Barkov is already going to put you in a hole. So they're not going to win this. Let's get you some other news. Connor McDavid signs a 2-year extension at the same rate he was at before. So shout out to him loving the Oilers enough to sign at house rate, because the Wild signed Chris Capillo. Let me get the it was 8 years and $136 million. So you know what I mean? Like, he took a little bite in money to stay with the hometown team, but now that means that the hometown team is going to have to turn this into a championship. And so you're asking the professor, what do you think? Do you think that the Edmonton Oilers will finally get over the hump and cash in? Now, remember, these are the same Edmonton Oilers, or Kirill, excuse me, Kaprizov, Kirill Kaprizov. Is who the Wild signed. I apologize, sir, for messing up your name. Us Americans, we cannot pronounce those European names, so I do apologize about that. But anyways, no, I'm being serious. But anyways, so will they do it? Look, they beat my Kings 4 years in a row. And as Clubber D said on Sunday Showdown a couple weeks ago with Dirty Mojo and Shane Pichomania, if you can't beat them, join them. So at some point, We got to join them. We're going to see them again this year. Will we beat them? I don't think so. I think the Kings actually took a step back. We have pretty much the same core, but we did let some players go, fired our coach, fired the GM, brought in older players. Yeah, we signed Corey Perry, but he's already injured. I don't know how much better we can be with an older core, but hey, maybe. I don't think so because I'm picking the Ed. No, we're still live. Interesting. Well, for whoever was watching, I apologize. Super technical difficulties. I have no clue what the hell just happened. My computer was plugged in, so it didn't die. And I just have no clue what just happened. Just screen went blank. I have no clue. Anyways, my apologies there. Let's get back to where we were since no one's watching anyways, apparently. Oh, there we go. Now we got people coming back in. Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties there, y'all. I do apologize. But yeah, let me get these slides back up for you. Back to where we were, the NHL WN. I was just talking about the WNBA. NHL, NBA, we're going to end this very, very soon because I got to get to country box. And my mind has been so scattered today and yesterday, y'all. I can't think straight. Just, I don't even know. I need it. One of those days where the professor goes through because he be lonely inside. Don't want to take it out on me because it's just one of them days that a professor goes through. People probably think I'm crazy. I'm sorry. I apologize for that interlude. I like that song. NBA. Let's talk about the NBA opening up. The 21st is going to be opening day in the NBA, Tuesday, October 21st. So looking forward to that in a couple weeks. I'll be having my NBA panel on for an NBA season preview. You know, we're going to get Man Down Mel from Man Down Sports. Got to have him on. That's my brother. Also going to try to get my other brother, Jay, from Unfair Sports. And hopefully we can get that guy, Dave, on. But if not, also then we will have to. And I also want to try to get Bobby G on from the Audible podcast. So we'll see who we can get on from out of those four, but I'm hoping to get those four on for an NBA season preview here in a couple weeks. Shout out to all of them. You tap in with Man Down Sports, tap in with the Audible podcast, tap in with Unfair Sports, and obviously one of my favorite mainstream publications, The Athletic. I use The Athletic for all my news, y'all. So if you like to be updated with sports news and stuff like that, The Athletic, I'll give them a shout out. That's where you need to be. You can give me a shameless plug as well. Oh, by the way, before I got rudely cut off, I was giving you my NHL teams. Edmonton Oilers will finally win the cup over the Carolina Hurricanes. Book it. All right, cool. And yeah, we're looking forward to NBA season. Going to be a great season. My Celtics will suck this year with I don't believe so. That's what they're saying. I don't believe that. I think Jaylen Brown is a number one player in this league. I think he's going to prove it. Now, does he have the rest of the core? You still got Derek White there. It's going to be difficult. No Big Al, no Tatum, no Porzingis, no Holiday. It's going to be difficult, but I still think that team can be a playoff team. Yes, it may be in the play-in game, but I think actually they can be a number 6 seed. They used just a little more weaker this year. But that does change who I'm going to pick. I don't know yet, but that does make the other team stronger, so I'll let you know in that show. But yeah, let's move it on. Some final news here in our mixed bag. Wowzers. Wow. Fox broadcaster Mark Sanchez was involved in an incident this weekend in which he and another man got into an altercation. Video apparently shows Sanchez as the aggressor. This is all allegedly. I do not know personally. I'm telling you from what I saw and read in the news. But allegedly the story and what the video kind of shows is Mark Sanchez approaching this gentleman and them getting into a verbal altercation, which then escalated into a physical altercation. What has come out since then, since Mark Sanchez ended up in the hospital with stab wounds, is they've questioned both people. Both people gave their side of the story. The problem was Mark Sanchez could not recollect how that happened to him, which can obviously tell you he was intoxicated. Because obviously if you got stabbed and you were sober, you would remember. I guess good thing he was, so it didn't hurt, but also he probably wouldn't have done that in the first place had he not been intoxicated. But either, I'm not here to accost anyone. Hey, we all have our vices. Lord knows I have mine that have caused me many problems. So I ain't even going to say nothing. But obviously this was fueled by a little bit of different things that were in combination. And so apparently now there's been a felony charge on Mark Sanchez. So apparently when they got into that physical about to get into the physical altercation, Mark Sanchez was coming at the dude pepper sprayed him, and like Mark Sanchez grabbed him and threw him down to the ground, kind of like in a Hulk mood. I don't even know. And then the guy, I guess, fearing for his life, he says, was stabbed Mark Sanchez 2 or 3 times, he says. But apparently the guy has really bad injuries too. Like you can see he's like, he's got a bad cut all the way through his left cheek. So clearly there was damage done to him too. And so he was in some kind of peril because he was the one being, in the video, allegedly it shows him being the one attacked. This is not good for Mark Sanchez having a felony on this. And not only could this get him dismissed from Fox Sports because of unfitness as an employee and harmful, conduct for the company's, value and morals and public standing. He has a felony charge now that he's looking at. And if that were to happen, that's an even bigger deal. And then you have to look into the fact that they found out that the man was an elder man. He was 60s, around 60, I think, 56, 60, 65. Maybe I'm being dyslexic and got those numbers backwards. but it was somewhere around there. So depending, I don't know what the laws are in Indianapolis where this happened, as he was going to cover the Indianapolis Colts Raiders game. But there may be some elder laws that he may have, like abuse of an elder that may come out of this. And that would definitely not be good. So we'll keep you updated here. But yeah, that's not a good situation for anyone involved. All right. Finally, want to move it on to one other topic before I get out of here for the day. Bad Bunny. Now, last week, you will remember that I announced to you the NFL announcing Bad Bunny would headline the Super Bowl 60 halftime show in Santa Clara, San Francisco, a major moment for Latin music, and Puerto Rico, my country, home country, obviously aside from America, but where my family's from, because Puerto Ricans are Americans. We'll get into that in just a second. The halftime show, he was picked to do it, and there's been a lot of things said the past week about the selection of Bad Bunny, especially by conservatives on the right side of the aisle, and especially Caucasian people. So, for all my Caucasian friends out there, I would like to first inform you that yes, your friend Omar is not an illegal immigrant. And he's not a terrorist either, by the way. Just, just to be known, since people like to say that too. But to my friends that would not say that may think I am an illegal immigrant, I assure you, all Puerto Ricans are American citizens. I was born an American citizen. That had nothing to do with my dad being in the U.S. Army. It had to do with me being born to a Puerto Rican family in which Puerto Ricans are American citizens. So please, my Caucasian brothers and sisters, please remember, Puerto Rico was taken over by the United States after the Spanish-American War. They have neglected to properly take care of said Puerto Rican country, so now it's in despair after multiple hurricanes. But you wouldn't know anything about that because apparently you don't even know that we're a part of the United States. Just because we're not a state, which, by the way, could easily be a state at any point in time if it was voted in, so you might want to stop trying to kick us off the island like it's the damn fucking whatever that was, that reality show. What was it called? The Island? I don't even know. Anyways, I assure you we're Americans. Just like Guam, just like the U.S. Virgin Islands, just like other places that were taken over as territories by the United States. Now, if only we could get proper treatment from the United States in order to properly be served and get the resources we need, then maybe we'd be a lot better off. So at least let us have Bad Bunny without complaining, because you're not going to understand the words because they're going to be in Spanish. As Bad Bunny said, who, by the way, can speak English, as he showed you Saturday Night Live when he did most of the show in English. At the end, he told the haters, if you want to understand my songs in Spanish, you got 4 months to learn. Okay? And I'm tired of hearing, oh, why do they have the foreigner? Oh, and on the Benny Johnson, this fuckface, this dumbass. I've seen him on Cuomo before. He's fine. I don't mind him. I shouldn't have said that about him. I apologize, sir. I don't know the man. But he had some things to say about this choice that I didn't really appreciate. And even talking with Corey Lewandowski when they were talking about illegal immigrants, y'all, there's not going to be any illegal immigrants at the Super Bowl unless possibly selling some sorts of, and this is not stereotypical, this comes from me, selling something on the around the stadium. So miss me with the bullshit. He is an American citizen. We've already had countless non-American citizens. Rihanna, Shakira, both not American citizens. So you're just mad because the songs are in Spanish and not in English. Okay. Well, you know what? The Super Bowl is a worldwide sport. It's not just an American sport. Is the NFL mostly just an American sport? Yes. But the Super Bowl is a worldwide event. And you know who's going to bring more eyes than Creed? Creed. I love Creed. With arms. I love Creed. Okay? I used to pump them all the time back in the day. No one wants to see old-ass Creed at the Super Bowl. Okay? And I love The Who when The Who performed. But I know a lot of people just tuned out because they didn't know who the deuce. I knew who they were because I'm a big music head. We want to see what's going to entertain. And what's going to entertain, whether you can understand the lyrics or not, whether it's Kendrick Lamar or Bad Bunny, it don't matter. It's entertaining. And it's a bigger show than most people can put on. And right now, aside from Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny is the biggest star in the world. It's Taylor Swift and then Bad Bunny. That's 1 and 2. And there's not even anybody close to those two. So, too bad you don't like it. Suck it up. Shut the fuck up. Sorry for you. Don't matter. You got 4 months to learn Spanish. Holla. 5,000.
That street on hi-fi beat. Give me paper, pen, and one mic to make this man complete. I'm always stay sucker free. So haters hop off my dick till the day I die. Focus till my mission complete. Never stops that victory from the jaws of defeat. Focused on create heat. Missile shot, war down enemies. We must defeat. This MC is so unique. Rocking heads, stop them dead, then bring them back to their feet. You better watch what you speak. Just popping off at the mouth, I'll leave your body feel weak. Switch your face and grit your teeth. Cause anything else will have your outlook look bleak. Death is the time for sleep. Nicho, make a rhyme. Never slow down, never stop, I'm always on my grind. In any mountain I will climb. Reach my physical prime and I ascend to the peak.
Introducing Omar, the Professor Fonseca, and the Professor Semanalmente.